All right. Is this thing on? Do we really want to do this? I don't know that we really want to do this. But I guess it's that time. We're going to have to sit down. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to talk about Diablo 4's PvP. And I really think we're going to have to temper everyone's expectations on how great it's going to be and what to really expect from PvP in a game like Diablo. Diablo 4 is going to launch with a form of PvP, and it's going to revolve around the Fields of Hatred. And I think, like a lot of you, I want to see the PvP succeed. PvP is a great way most games use to fill the downtime within their seasons and keep people coming back to play the game until the next season shows up. Typically in Diablo, as well as a lot of other ARPGs, most gamers chase leaderboards, and that's what they do to fill their time between seasons. I think PvP is a great way to sort of mix that up and give players something else to do besides just leaderboard chase, running the hardest content, using pre-made builds, and trying to shave seconds off of each other's time. Having said that, I do think that Diablo 4's PvP is a very long way off being able to do that and give players something fun to strive for. The big reason for this is actually twofold. One, I don't think the systems are necessarily deep enough and robust enough to allow for deep sort of player interactions and to create a dynamic sort of fun way to PvP. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But the other big issue I'm seeing is the lack of a competitive system or a ranked system. Now, I'm unsure how a ranked system would work for Diablo's PvP. However, I feel like if you don't have different divisions, different badges, top placement to go for, that PvP will just kind of fall on its face. Now, one could argue that you could just make PvP leaderboards and that would be sufficient. But I feel like PvP leaderboards would not go far enough. People would need to see marked levels of improvement in PvP. And just having a generic leaderboard that everybody fell on would make that a lot harder because you couldn't tell if these people were in parties and really how you were doing in placing. So I feel like a robust badge system is something that would need to be added. I also feel like only having open world PvP is going to make it very hard for people to take PvP serious. Without game modes and separations, it's very hard to get in and really view it as a competitive system that you are trying to get better at. The other issue, I think, boils down to what you see here. Diablo 4 has a 93% damage reduction for PvP on top of all of its other sources. So if you look at this screen grab, what it's saying is that PvP has two major modifiers. And I don't know that this is going to be enough to allow devs to balance everything that happens and make the game mode feel good. The problem that I see in games like Destiny also have these same issues is that it is very, very, very hard to balance PvP as well as PvE because they both use the same sandbox. And changes to one make things feel bad in the other. So you could nerf specific skills to try to balance PvP only to make those skills underwhelming. And I feel like with the information we're given from the screen grab, only having really two separate modifiers here is not going to give you the freedom you need to balance these things independently enough to make them feel good. Because given the two things that I see here, the only thing that I can expect is that you would increase the damage reduction to the point that everybody felt spongy, and that doesn't make for a fun sort of combat loop, especially when everybody's got unlimited healing potions or nearly unlimited healing potions. The other sort of way to swing the pendulum is lowering that enough to where almost everything one-shots everybody. And then it's just going to be about field of views and who's got the furthest shooting skills. At the end of the day, I want Diablo 4's PvP to feel good. I enjoy sort of being able to test my mettle against other players. And I think that PvP, if done right, will be something that will help carry Diablo 4's downtime through its later parts of the season and keep people invested in playing until the next season. I would prefer to see the PvP fixed instead of Diablo 4 going in the direction of other live service games, which becomes slowly drip feeding time gated content to keep people logging in every week. Because to me, that is highly frustrating and I do not personally like it. Now, we know that Diablo 4 is going to be a vanilla launch, and there's going to be tons of room for improvements across the board for months and years to come. And it's not really fair to expect a robust system of everything out of the gate. But we would like to see at least good bare bones in place for every particular system. And I feel like a lot of people, myself included, are actually going to be underwhelmed with the PvP system when it comes out. I feel like as the seasons roll on, you will see less and less people engaging in PvP because the risk to reward isn't there, and because most ARPG gamers tend to play by themselves. And going into a PvP zone where you can get four-banged by yourself every time and lose all of your progress doesn't inherently sound fun. Now, there are definitely ways that this could be changed, and I think one of the ways this will be changed in the future is you will probably not drop all of your stacks of currency every time you're killed. I think it sounds like a fun sort of engaging principle right now, but once things start rolling, I feel like it's going to be so prohibitive that most people will never engage with the content, and that Bungie will have to roll it back to where you either keep 50% or more, or you lose absolutely none, and then they'll have to find some other sort of way to get people to PvP. And I think that would actually be a better system. You keep sort of all of the shards that you get, and you can turn them in for gear, but there are achievements tied to specific kills and a season to unlock certain cosmetics that get you out there trying to do your best and seeing if you can succeed. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you excited for Diablo 4's PvP? Do you think it's going to be enough? Are there specific things that you would like to see moving forward through the next couple seasons to make PvP better? Obviously, we haven't seen PvP because the game hasn't released, but we can kind of speculate. And based off the information that we've seen so far, we do have a pretty decent idea of what Diablo 4's PvP is going to launch like. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a great day.